This short clip will review the Sciwheel dashboard, as well as talk about importing references. We'll specifically concentrate on importing references from PubMed. Before we dive into Sciwheel, I do like to point out our Sciwheel user guide available through the Health Sciences Library website. To access this user guide, you'll go to Research and Teaching, Citing and Writing Tools, and then the Sciwheel guide. This guide will go over a lot of key information about using Sciwheel, and it will describe the process of importing references. So if you do have any questions after this video, feel free to check out this guide or also contact us at the Health Sciences Library, and we'll be able to answer your questions. Let's dive into Sciwheel. When you first register for your Sciwheel account, or every time you sign into Sciwheel, you'll be taken to this quick dashboard. Within the dashboard, you'll see a couple, if you have projects available, you'll see some projects listed on your home page here. These won't be all the projects that you have. It will usually only be a few projects that you might have used recently. They also will have some trending articles in your area, just some articles that a lot of people using Sciwheel are reading. Lastly, they will have some article suggestions for you based on resources or references you imported into Sciwheel. Another great feature about Sciwheel is that it has wonderful customer service. Part of that is because we do have institutional access through UNC. So UNC does, although Sciwheel is a free product for all UNC students, staff, and faculty, UNC as a whole does pay for Sciwheel. So because of that, their customer service is great. And they also have these really reader-friendly how-tos. So you can see right here, we have some how to import PDFs and then how to get your publications online. So you can look at these how-tos if you want to learn more information there. You can also chat their customer service with this button right here. So you can send them questions if you have any issues with your Sciwheel account. And this can be particularly helpful if you're having an issue that you think might need to be resolved on the Sciwheel end of things. I do want to also point out, this won't be a focus during this video, but at the top of your Sciwheel account here, you'll see a tools drop down. If you click on this tools, you'll see a couple different tools that Sciwheel has available. So we have our Firefox extension, which we will describe during this video, but then we also have a Word plugin and then a Google Docs plugin add-in that you have available to you as well. These three tools will be very useful for when you're using Sciwheel for writing and for gathering your references. To access all of your projects and all of your references, you'll move from the dashboard to References by just clicking on References. And then if you do have projects available, you'll see that on your left-hand side here. We'll go into organizing your references in another video, but I do want to point that out. So now let's talk a little bit about importing references. So there are several ways to import references. So we'll go over one of the longer ways to do it first, and then I'll describe using the plugin, which again was found under our tools. So before you can add references, you first have to go to a database. So I'm going to pick PubMed for this video. And then you will type in whatever your search strategy is that you have developed. Then you'll come up with all of the articles that you want to add to your citation manager. From there, this process may be different depending on the citation manager that you're using, but a lot of the times they have this send to button. So you can choose whether or not you want to click certain citations. So for example, just these 3 citations, and you can press the send to, and then citation manager. And then it will ask you again whether you just want to send these if you want to save the file for just these 3 citations, or if you want to do all the citations on this page or all the results overall. The more citations you select, the longer it will take to import into your citation manager. So just something to think about if you do want to select more, that it might take a little bit longer to add. I'm going to actually select a couple additional ones here. Okay, so I have 6 selected. Now we're going to go to create file. And then we will want to save this file. Once we have saved the file and we know where it is saved, we're going to go back to our Sciwheel account. From there, we're going to use this Import References button. Now you can see here we have a couple different ways that we can import references. We can import using all of these different methods, but right now we're going to concentrate on our reference files. And then we're going to select the file that we saved to our computer. And then we will click open. We can see there that now Sciwheel is importing all of our references. So this is telling us now that we already have all 6 of these references in our library. If we had successfully imported, we would see that this would say how many references we successfully imported in green. So that is the first way that you can import references. The next way is actually using our tools drop down here. So you can see we have our Firefox extension. We're going to click on that. Yours might say a different extension depending on what browser you're using. This is just a general internet browser extension that you'll be able to download. I already have mine downloaded, but if I didn't, you would see the ability to download this. If you do want more help on downloading, again, Sciwheel has great customer service, so they do have a quick video about that. If you do have any issues with downloading and things, you can also contact customer service and they'll be able to help you. We know we will have successfully downloaded this browser extension if we see it up on the top right-hand page here. We'll see that little Sciwheel symbol. Now, if we go back to our database that has some of our references, we can click on our little browser extension here, and we'll be able to see all of the references that are displayed on our page. If you want to see the references on the next page, you would have to go to page 2 in order to bring it up onto your Sciwheel account. From there, you can check the box of the references that you want to bring into your Sciwheel account. And then you can choose whether or not you want to add these references unsorted, so that just means that they're within your Sciwheel account, but they're not within a specific project. Or you can choose to hit this drop down here and then add them to a new project, or add them to an already created project. If you want to create a whole new project, you can do that by going to this grayed out area right here that says Create New Project. And then type in the project name that you want to create. So I'm just going to use the date here. And we're going to add Create. And now we can see that we're going to now add these references that we checked into our new project. Once we click Add, we will know that we've added references by the check boxes that appear. To view the actual reference, you can go into View My Library. And it will take you to the full reference that's available for use. So those are 2 ways that you can download references into your Sciwheel account. There are some additional options that you have available. You go into that Import Reference tab that we shown before. You can download PDFs directly. So if you do have the PDF available, you can download from other reference managers. So if you're converting your references from one citation manager to Sciwheel, we showed how to download through reference files. You also can use unique identifiers, so if you have the DOI number available, you can do single DOI numbers or select multiple DOI numbers. You can also use the search results, so if you have the title of the reference that you want to look for, this is usually applicable if you just have an individual reference that you want to look up. Lastly, you can create the reference manually. So if you do have the reference information, but you don't, for some reason, want to look it up within any of the other options, you can do that here. You can change the reference type at the top of the page with the drop down you see here. If you wish to edit a reference, you can go within the reference, and then you'll click the 3 ellipses here and click edit. If your reference has a DOI number attached, you'll have to click edit metadata, which is the information that belongs to that reference. You'll then be able to edit that reference here, and then you'll click update. This brief video went over importing references, particularly focusing on importing from PubMed.